Good morning, all. Thank you for joining me for our 16th episode of Saturday Morning Coffee. I'm Nolan, our lead writer and founder of Dime Novel Adventures. Today, we'll be reviewing the October 2024's adventure, Dezzy's Nippin Ballad. If you're ready, I've got my coffee, so let's dive in. Dezzy's Nippin Ballad, October 2024. Boot nippin', boot nippin'. Dezzy's Nippin Ballad, a level 4 to 6 adventure, October 2024. In this adventure, the party will encounter a strange singing dwarf woman in the woods who needs help locating her pet. Written by Flame Reptile. Edited by The One True Dezzy. Cartographer, The Silent Cartographer. Art by Flame Reptile. Disclaimer. Boot nippin', boot nippin'. Boot nippin', boot nippin'. Boot nippin', boot nippin'. Special thanks to Dawn of Dune, The One True Dezzy, Flame Reptile, Portal Ripper, The Silent Cartographer, Garlic Man, and The Angry Ginger. Ballad of the Bootnippers. This adventure is composed of a series of short encounters and interactions, much like the stanzas of a ballad. It is intended to be played with few, if any, interruptions to the flow of the ballad. At the beginning of each section, or stanza, the lyrics of the ballad written to a familiar tune can be found in green, followed by a brief GM description of the stanza. Each stanza begins with a cue composed of an event required to trigger progression through the adventure. A nip in the air. Beginning the adventure. You're walking in the woods. There's no one around, but your party in tow. But out of the corner of your eye, you spot her. Bootnippers. The party finds itself traveling the woods of the Nordran Peninsula at night, shortly after a heavy rain. They become alerted to the presence of a singing dwarf. Woman walking ahead of the party. The woman appears to be adorned in bright golden armor, singing the tune of Boot Nippin' to herself. After the party sees the dwarf woman, you follow her, about 30 feet back. She drops to all fours, then breaks into a sprint. She advances on you. Bootnippers. The woman halts her gait, ceasing to sing when she suddenly drops to all fours and sniffs the ground. She turns and looks directly at the party. Quickly, rising, she breaks out into a sprint towards the party, crying out, Bootnippers! As the party meets Dezzy. She's looking for her pet, but she's all turned around. She's almost upon you now, and you can see there's mud on her face. My God, there's mud everywhere! The woman, discernibly muddy from the recent rain, approaches the party, calling out for help. She halts before the party, introducing herself as Death Oakbraid Goldhammer. In a concerned but bubbly voice, she proclaims that she has lost her pet, Nebulon, and has become lost in the woods while searching for it herself. If asked, she will tell the party that Nebulon, is a bootnipper. However, if asked what a bootnipper is, she fails to describe it properly. Dezzy, Death, will ask the party if they will help her to find her missing pet, saying, You'll know Nebby when you see her. If the party agrees to help her, Dezzy will tell them that she has a cabin nearby that they should find, but that they should not strike a torch or utilize light sources while searching, as it may attract predators. After the party has entered the clearing. Running from your life, from bootnippers. Sharp teeth like knives, bootnippers. Stalking through the shadows. Aberrant super predator bootnippers. As the party, accompanied by their new companion Dezzy, searches the woods of the Nordran Peninsula for Dezzy's cabin, they come to a clearing. The clearing, roughly 40 feet in diameter, is open to the moonlight above, which casts shadows across the edges of the clearing. Dezzy suddenly stops in the clearing and stares out into the shadows around its edges. C-Map Clearing. A creature with a passive perception of 18, or one that succeeds on a DC 18 Wisdom perception check will notice the shadows writhe in horrible shapes. Dezzy whispers, "They're in the shadows. Don't move until my signal. Then run and follow me. I recognize this clearing and the cabin is near." After a moment, Dezzy will strike a torch and throw it to the left side of the clearing. As it flies, the light of the torch reveals the gray, leathery forms of dozens of horrible little creatures. As the creatures swarm towards the light of the torch, Dezzy charges to the right, calling, "Follow me!" Chase with boot nippers. As the chase begins, lurking in the woods, boot nippers. Killing for their queen, boot nippers. Consuming all the bodies, cannibal super predator boot nippers. The party will now enter a chase against the boot nippers. Dezzy has a movement speed of 30 feet, but will use each of her actions to take the dash action to move again. The boot nippers, pack of boot nippers, have a movement speed of 25 feet. They will use their entire movement to dash towards the fleeing party, stopping only to engage in combat or to eat a fallen creature. If a non-boot nipper creature either falls prone or falls unconscious, the pack of boot nippers will break off into two, each with half of the original's maximum hit points. One will remain behind to consume the fallen, while the other will continue pursuit. At the end of each round, 1d4 plus 1 boot nippers will leap out from the bushes, making one attack, with disadvantage, against a random party member. Afterwards, the boot nippers will conjoin with the pursuing pack of boot nippers, healing it for any remaining hit points the individual boot nipper possessed. After 1d4 plus 2 rounds, the party, led by Dezzy, will lose the pack of boot nippers, gaining a temporary sense of safety. The Long Walk. After the party has escaped the chase, it's darker than ever, and you seem to have lost them, and you're no longer lost yourselves. Stranded in the forest with these creatures, you creep silently through the underbrush. Having lost the encroaching pack of boot nippers, your party stops for a brief rest. Dezzy, winded from the chase, proclaims, "I think we lost him, for the time being. Quickly and quietly, this way. We're close to the cabin." Leading the party towards the cabin, Dezzy will perform a dexterity stealth check, with disadvantage, to move silently, hindered by her armor. The party can choose to make a DC 16 dexterity stealth check as well to move silently with Dezzy. As the party moves towards the cabin, there it is! In the distance, a small cabin with the candles lit. Safety. You move stealthily towards it. Boot nippin'. They set up a trap. If the party failed the DC 16 dexterity stealth check, or opted to not move stealthily through the brush, they will be attacked by a nearby group of boot nippers, patrolling the grounds around the cabin. This group of boot nippers consists of one boot nipper for each party member, plus one for Dezzy. They move quietly through the brush with a dexterity stealth of 18. If the party is ambushed by the boot nippers unnoticed, the boot nippers will gain a surprise round on the party. As the party continues their approach, fighting on the nippers, noisy, noisy, sneaking to the cabin, silent, silent, approaching the doorstep, sitting inside, Queen Boot Nipper! Once the party is dispatched the attacking boot nippers, Dezzy will continue to lead the party towards the cabin. Once upon the doorstep, Dezzy will let out a quiet gasp and say, "There she is. It's Nebby. Looks like she's returned to the cabin, but appears she set up a nest. That would explain the boot nipper infestation. I need your help with taking care of these boot nippers. And Nebby, too." Dezzy will plead with the party, asking them to help her to dispatch the infesting boot nippers. She will admit that she made a mistake with bringing Nebby here. Boot Nippin' Massacre. As the party enters the cabin, building up a nest, boot nippers, but she doesn't hear you enter, boot nippers. You're sneaking up behind her. Sneak attacking super predator queen boot nipper. After agreeing to help Dezzy to dispatch the boot nippers and Nebby, Dezzy will lead the party into the cabin. See map cabin silently. The party will have one round to get into position, and one surprise round in which they can attack Nebby before Nebby notices the party. See Nesting Nebby. After the party's surprise round, fighting for your lives with boot nippers, razor sharp teeth like knives from boot nippers, fleeing from the cabin, safe for now from boot nippers. After their surprise round against Nebby, the party will engage in battle against her. See Nesting Nebby. Once Nesting Nebby has been reduced to 0 hit points, she will flee out the door of the cabin. After the party defeats Nesting Nebby, you follow her into the dark woods, blood oozing from her sides. You've beaten Nebby. After Nebby has fled, Dezzy will shout, "Quick! We have to follow her before she gets away!" The party will be given a minute to rest up and heal before Dezzy rushes out of the cabin to track Nebby. Dezzy will lead the party back into the woods, following obvious blood trails into the dark clearing. See map Dark Clearing, where the fallen body of Nebby can be found. After the party approaches Nebby, but wait, she isn't dead! Nebby, surprise! You're surrounded by nippers and there's death in her eyes! She's making a final stand! As the party finds the fallen body of Nebby, Dezzy will drop to her knees in tears and grief at the opposite edge of the clearing as Nebby. She will ask the party through her sobs, "Will you check on her to make sure she really is finished?" As the party approaches the body of Nebby, once they come within 5 feet of her, Nebby will jump at them in a surprise attack. See Nebby. After making her surprise attack, it will become apparent that the clearing is surrounded on all sides by a horde of boot nippers. Roll initiative. As the party engages with Nebby, hacking away at boot nippers, casting all your spells at boot nippers, normal Monday night for boot nippers, you try to cut apart all the boot nippers. 6 boot nippers will appear by Nebby and impose themselves between the party and Nebby, acting as guards. 4 boot nippers will emerge from the edges of the clearing in zones B, C, and D. At the end of each round, each injured boot nipper will use its reaction to make a movement towards Nebby. Once a boot nipper moves into the same space as Nebby, the boot nipper can use its integrate ability. At the end of each round, after any injured boot nippers have moved and integrated, 1 additional boot nipper will appear where the slain boot nipper had originally appeared. After the designated number of rounds, or Nebby has transformed, her blood is draining fast from the wounds you've given, but she's healing as fast as you can give them. You've made a final attack and catch her in the chest. You're chopping her apart now. You've just slain the boot nipper queen. After a number of rounds equal to the number of party members, plus 1, or after Nebby has been reduced to 0 hit points, Nebby will transform into Nebulon, boot nipper queen. After she transforms, the horde of boot nippers will cease to replenish. Die, Dezzy, die! If Dezzy is reduced to 0 hit points, her body will fall to the ground, unable to be resuscitated. A creature that succeeds on a DC 18 Wisdom Medicine check can discern that Dezzy is an automaton controlled from a distance. Once Nebulon, boot nipper queen, has been slain, Dezzy's voice will emerge from the body of the automaton and say, "Thank you, friends, for taking care of Nebby. My heart's filled with sadness that she's gone, but it had to be done. As you can see, I'm not truly here. In fact, I'm safe elsewhere. Since I can't properly reward you from this distance, you're welcome to have my cabin and anything in it." After her last sentence, the Dezzy automaton sparks with electricity and is destroyed. After Nebulon, boot nipper queen, has been slain, her body topples to the ground, expressionless. Dezzy falls to her knees in tears. We're finally safe from boot nippers. After Nebulon, boot nipper queen is slain, the surviving Dezzy drops to her knees and sobs. After a moment of grief, she says to the party, "Thank you for your help with taking care of Nebby. My heart is filled with sadness that she's gone, but it had to be done. I don't have much to reward you for your aid, but you're welcome to have my cabin within this forest and anything within it. I hope it serves you well." After gifting the party with her cabin, Dezzy will rise, say a prayer for Nebby, and leave. The end. Dezzy's cabin. Dezzy's cabin is a small brick cabin approximately 25 feet wide in any dimension and 15 feet tall. It is composed of 3 small rooms, the main room, the study, and the bedroom. The main room is 10 feet deep and 25 feet wide. It contains a table and 3 chairs. This is where Nebby can be found during its first encounter. After its first encounter, the main room contains numerous pustules created by Nebby that emit a foul odor as they rot. These can be easily cleared out with a little work. The study is a small 15-foot wide by 15-foot deep space that contains 2 bookshelves and a desk. The bookshelves contain books on the stars, the planes, and aberrations, and journals about Nebby and the Bootnippers. The desk is neatly organized, containing countless sheets of blank paper, ink, pots, and clean quills. A single book can be found lying upon the desk, titled Ballad of Bootnippin. The bedroom has a small 10-foot wide by 15-foot deep room that contains nothing but a single well-made bed. The bed looks like it has been slept in. This adventure features 3 maps, 5 new stat blocks, and a magic item, the Ballad of Bootnippin. Bootnippin, you're walking on the roads. There's no one around but your party in tow. Out of the corner of your eyes, you spot her. Bootnippers. A level 4 to 6 adventure for a party of 3 to 6 adventurers. An adventure for use with your favorite role-playing game. That's all we have for October 2024's adventure, Dezzy's Bootnippin Ballad. We hope that you liked this adventure. If you did, you can find this adventure and much more on our website at dimenoveladventures.com in our shop. Remember to like and comment on this video to tell us what you thought about it, and subscribe to our channel for all of our future content. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter on our website for updates on all of our current and upcoming content, and join our growing Discord community. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great week.